can? That's
Yes.
cool.
It's not like FCC regulated.
No, I mean,
You had to like click on. You had to like say on YouTube like, "Is it made for children?" And I
No.
said no every time.
Yay.
Like
Yeah.
technically, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, thanks for joining, y'all. But this is just kind of a casual kind of conversation about you all and like what we're doing and like what kind of community means and like how y'all are cultivating kind of community. I definitely want to. These are mics if we want to use them. I mean, we could also in the past like just talking is fine, and that kind of works too. It picks up everything. But yeah, no, I'd love to just like introduce yourselves, like what you're a part of, and yeah, and then we'll go from there. I'm Matt. Hey, you're all here because of me.
yeah, I'm Meg, and I'm also with Matt, and you guys are here because of us.
Yay.
I'm Andrew Stearns. I'm with New Impressions Print Studio in East Somerville.
Nice.
Damon Lehrer, Boston Figurative Art Center,
Founder
Boston Figurative
and
Art Center.
artist.
Nice.
Kira, like director of Boston Figure Art Center. And we're so happy to be here.
Oh my
We're
God.
happy to have you.
So happy to have you.
Are you okay? She's not. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. No, that's great. So I know like both of you all have kind of spaces in the Somerville kind of area. How long have we been up and running and like what do we do? Just for folks who don't necessarily know like what you do and like just give us a high level overview of your operations.
Yes.
Sure. So at New Impressions Print Studio, it's a maker space just for printmakers. So we have all sorts of presses, etching, lithography, silk screen, monotype, relief, all that sort of printmaking jargon, all that stuff. We have everything to do all that. It's kind of like a gym where if you know how to use it, you can have a membership and use that. But then we also do classes and workshops to learn how to do it or re-engage. And then we also do collaborative printing or collaborative projects where we'll work one-on-one with an artist to bring their vision to life, or things like the newspapers here.
Yeah.
We printed those.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I was
so
gonna
that's
ask.
yeah.
Wow.
So that's kind of like what we do and what the space is.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And working with you has been a dream.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. And they worked with us last year. You printed our hoodies.
Yes.
Or you,
Yeah.
Nice.
Small swag runs.
yes.
Yeah.
How many did you print?
Of the newspapers, there's 200 here delivered. I printed a couple more because they didn't go good at first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a minute.
Yeah.
Do you guys do stickers?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Probably good.
yeah, you're welcome.
Handmade
Yeah, you're
stickers.
welcome to bring in your own like vinyl, whatever, and I can teach you how to do that. I don't want to do it.
Okay.
But when did you guys open? 'Cause I
Oh
was-
yes, thank you for that prompt.
Yeah.
So we opened our doors to the public in May 2024. We've been in our space since April 2022. We had a lot of just permitting issues with the city. We had to fill some requirements, and just getting the permit itself was a feat all of its own.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, and plus you're kind of close to the clay studio over there.
Mud Flat.
Yeah, Mud Flat, which is like it's kind of cool that there's like just like multiple.
Go create, go make.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
maker's kind of area corner of Somerville, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And we'll have to talk more about that vis-a-vis the Somerville Arts Engine,
Mhm.
which we're both all part of.
Yeah.
And they are too, Mud Flats.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
I don't know what the engine is.
I was like,
We'll,
Well-
we'll clue you into that
Okay. Okay.
shortly.
Okay.
But first,
But first,
yeah.
Kira.
Sure. So Boston Figure, art studio in third space. I'm like, where should I look? And we do workshops, figure drawing. We got co-working. We do a bunch of like community events, mixers, and yeah, workshops from like intro to watercolor to a bunch of different stuff.
figure drawing. I
Figure
work
drawing.
sometimes.
Oil,
We've done like
travel.
mixed media, and we do travel. We do like an annual kind of Italian retreat art trip, and then we also did Spain last year, and we expanded in 2022.
Aaron's here.
This is-
What's up?
Hello. Hi, Aaron.
Come pop in.
Kira's just telling us about the Boston Figure Arts Center.
Here.
Aaron's joining us from Vinyl Index.
Let's go.
Let's go. Hi, Aaron. Yeah, Kira, we'll let you finish.
I was like, Aaron, who are you? I love you. But yeah, and so we expanded in January 2024.
Yeah.
2023? 2024. Yeah.
We actually
2024.
signed. Yeah, we were in the space in December of 2023, but yeah.
And then opened like January 1st, 2024.
Yeah.
But you've been doing it since 2008
Oh my god.
Yeah.
out of
9.
Vernon Street.
2009, I think. But yes.
Out of Vernon Street
yeah.
Studios. So it started out like kind of, a couple times a week, figure sessions,
Yeah.
and then now it's just grown.
Yeah, we were waiting to try to grow, to make a big expansion, and a lot of things had to kind of line up, and they finally did as of post-COVID, and so yeah, we went big, as big as we could.
Yeah, I love it. So.
Respect.
Yeah.
We were just making introductions about where we are from and like what we're doing. So care to chime in?
I'm Aaron. I'm from next door at the record store Vinyl Index.
Sweet.
Indeed, I've worked there since we opened 7 or 8 years ago now.
Damn.
Me and Jeremy, the owner, worked together at a previous Boston company called UndergroundHipHop.com. He was there for about 15 years. I was there for 11 years. So
Whoa.
we've been in the indie Boston music scene for a while.
Cool.
Love it.
Indeed.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of fun shows. We got to pop in and watch.
Yeah,
them.
you saw one.
And I was like,
yeah.
that was so cool. And the person was from Chicago, and they were like, yeah, I came here to do this. I was like,
Yeah, because we know him from our old job, Underground Hip Hop.
He was so
performed with
talented.
his group there like 12 to 15 years ago or something. So yeah, and I
Yeah.
hadn't seen him since then actually. So that was
He
cool.
did a
So you
great
had
job.
music
Yeah.
there? Like
Yeah,
in
we
the
do
space?
some in like we have enough space to do like kind of small performances,
Yeah,
mostly
wow.
like DJ events and stuff like that. But hip hop works well since it's not a full band. So yeah, more than anything, we have some hip hop performances, mostly people we know from our previous life in that subculture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Pierre just stopped by earlier to do the open mic, and
Yeah,
he was cool.
Pierre
Thanks
Moore
for
was a
recommending.
rapper.
That
Yeah,
was awesome.
yeah, we just
He just came in
networked
here and
with him
rapped
by
into
coming
Valerie
into-
Cherry,
Yeah.
which is Matt's boom mic layer.
Yeah, yeah.
Really? Oh my God.
So we had it hanging. You'll see it on our story, but we had it hanging, and he just like he went off. It was great.
Oh, that's so cool.
Super talented.
Sweet. Yeah, so I mean, technically, like, I guess I'm curious. Like, obviously, everyone here has an interest in like the arts of some kind. Like, how do you like specifically like, I don't know, generate that type of community, or like, what does that kind of like mean? Like, I don't know, what are the programs that we're doing? Like, what's your purpose? Like,
What's your purpose?
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, I asked
We're
like
going
14
big.
different
Yeah.
questions at once. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of how I'm interpreting your question and how I kind of am thinking about it is like it's kind of the root of why we started doing what we were doing. Both my partner Stacy and I, we both went to Mass Art, studied printmaking there. The printmaking environment, at least at Mass Art and in a lot of studios, it's very communal. You're all there together. A lot of the equipment is shared, so you're like bumping elbows constantly, which was very motivating and inspiring for me when I, like, as a student, to just kind of be at the studio and have that, again, ambiance and feeling of like, people working and getting things done and learning from each other. So after graduating, you lose that space, all the people kind of scatter. So wanting to recreate in a different way, but like have that same feeling of like being able to show up someplace, obviously has the equipment, but then also like that exchange that happens pretty naturally in printmaking anyways.
Yeah, and I feel like I've stopped in your shop like a couple times now, and it's kind of cool to see like just like artwork just drying all over the place, or just like out and about, or like there's so many drawers to like just view. Like that alone is like it's a part-time gallery at the same time, which is kind of cool. Just to see like different people's like styles and stuff. Plus, I don't know, I personally love obviously like print media, so it's like refreshing to see like that this stuff like happening like in the neighborhood in which I live. So like huge props and respect for like keeping the candle light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like tell us about your community and like what we're doing.
I love your community personally. As somebody who kind of supports, shows up, and
Yeah,
visits.
yeah.
We
I
love
mean,
you.
yeah, we love you too. It's sort of similar. I just remembering my exit from art school and kind of the drop into the black hole of whatever the rest of the world, where suddenly you're like, why is nobody around? Where did everyone go? And why does no one care about art anymore?
Yeah.
And so just trying to, to do that for myself, like have a place where I could do that, I could have that feeling again back to kind of college days, and knowing that other people will face the same thing coming out of art school or wherever. And then just so many more reasons started appearing, as we went along, and it just turns out that you don't have to, it's not only art school people who feel that, it's like everybody in some ways kind of needs just a place to see the same people over and over without it being a place you have to pay and drink or be paid and go to work. Like those are the sort of the traditional places. People don't do like so much go to church or that sort of thing where they would normally have something like that. And so yeah, and especially in a place like Somerville or cities where you just people are somewhat transient. They kind of come in, they live for a while, they leave. This is a way of both helping the people who are going to be transient and maybe getting people to stick around a little more because you're creating something that's sticky, socially.
Tangible. Yeah.
So yeah, and then trying to make that into a business that'll sustain itself. Seeing if people actually value it enough to pay like they would for a cable TV bill or something,
Right.
that sort of amount. So that's kind of the way.
And it's hard too. Like I feel like there's like a disappearance, or was a disappearance perhaps, of like third spaces in particular. Like I think third spaces are kind of cool because like I love my house, but like sometimes I don't necessarily just want to be here, or like I don't know. I just want to go
You need
be
to get
elsewhere.
out,
Or like
yeah.
just work elsewhere at a different time of night, or just go exist in other place, hear other person's music. Like, I just like have a lot of respect for like that kind of like work, and like to me that's kind of what helps like really make a city feel like more of a city, is like these kind of like spaces in which we can like interact with like folks that you don't like necessarily know, or like you just met, or I mean that's truly like what was a part of like this project as well. But I mean I saw all of the advertising like years ago that you had to put out, and like that was like really fun and helpful, and then I at some point like just opened the door and went in, and like Meg and I went like a couple years ago, and we were like, wow,
art
this,
camp.
yeah, and it was like,
I was
this
like,
is so
this is
healing. Like
what I
this
grew up
is-
doing. Like I would go to an art camp, and I was like, oh my god, it's like art camp for adults, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need this in my life.
Right,
Yeah,
I don't
mean,
get there enough. I'm like,
Well, no, I mean, you just got to make a nice
It's
place.
cool too, and kind of going off of what you said, it's like I feel like you identified a need of just like kind of how art can be lonely, in a way. It doesn't have to be. And then the other cool thing about like that I think I'm seeing is like you meet people you wouldn't really, and so it's like you're all doing drawing or like you're all kind of chilling there.
it's parallel play.
Right, and so you get like the 20-year-old who's like, what elective should I take? And then also like the lawyer who has 2 free hours of like
Free
their
time.
week that's like just sitting there, and they're like communicating and interacting without a pressure of like, that's my boss, that's my friend. Like, yeah, I think that
And-
really is the part.
And
of
the lawyer doesn't know how to draw, and the
20-year-old's like the side
yeah, or like
savant.
the guy who works at the gas station is like better than
Yeah.
the lawyer, and there's just a rejiggering of status and stuff in a little ways, or just a leveling, and everyone's just enjoying
And like
the
people
thing.
like Lois who are just like a shining light.
Yes.
Right, the 80-year-old comes in and
She's like, I
Muscles
sleep
are
during the
like-
day and I work at night. I was like, let's go.
yeah, but printmaking, I mean, that's the thing, is that it is such a naturally social thing, like communal kind of thing. I remember doing printmaking, and just for that reason, I would get out of the lonely painting studio and like go to the printmaking studio, because you'd know there'd be like somebody there that you could at least sense,
Yeah.
if
Yep.
not talk to.
Yeah, it can be quiet, but then you can also just like look over and
Right.
okay,
What are you doing? Yeah.
That's an interesting way to do that. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's nice. That's cool.
And what's more social than music?
Yeah, it is and it isn't too, because if you want to, I'm buying 1 million records. I want to get home and play them.
Yeah,
So,
right.
I'm by
It's
myself singing in a room. So. And with the internet, you could feasibly order most things online or whatever, but that takes away a lot of the fun of it. Sometimes you have to do it, but yeah, it gives you an excuse to get out into the world, and it's heartening when I listen to a lot of weird music that mainstream society tells me I'm a weirdo for liking, and that nobody else likes it, but then you connect with people in the real world at the store and be like, oh wow, you actually like that too.
Yeah.
Or working in the store, like I order stuff that I think is not going to be popular, and then I'm like super surprised that people actually like this around here. And like, even though it's not like just the thing that everybody else is rocking. You have to have the greatest hits and the most important big albums, of course, but some of the most rewarding side of that is taking the risks on the weirder things.
Yeah, the
Seeing
outskirts.
building a community with that.
That is
Yeah,
cool.
and our store, it's like a living community depending on who lives in the neighborhood right now and is coming in and asking us out. If they buy a couple records and like, but can you get this in? I'm like, oh, sweet. And a lot of our all-time top sellers are now just stuff that people that come in recommend to us. So, and then those people might move away, and that group becomes a top seller and stops being a top seller, and it just changes in flux with the people coming into the store. So.
Sounds like an algorithm.
That's fascinating.
Like, so much more alive. Yeah.
The live version of algorithm.
That's super interesting.
But like, you know,
for
High
sure.
Fidelity, the movie, right?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, like that's, I just
Bible
think of
to
this.
us for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll always be compared to him, for sure, no matter what.
But you know, because there's like cover art. I mean, you have physical albums. You can look at them obviously on the internet. Like you can see a picture of the album cover and stuff. But I imagine it's not the same as like sifting
feeling
through
like,
and like
this is heavy.
yeah, like what is this?
spot gloss cover? They like it
Right,
looks so much cooler in person. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very analog.
Yeah.
Out of the internet.
Sorry. So you guys are seeing that too. Like even though it's so neighborhood, for some reason I feel like we're not in the city, even though we literally are.
Mhm.
And so I like kind of was initially surprised at the movement. Like there is a lot of people moving. Have you guys? I guess home market.
Yeah,
Like the
I came here
traffic's
for
crazy.
college in like '01, and so I've seen
Yeah.
like the cycle like so many times over. We're always building and rebuilding, and like the scene gets awesome, and then it starts to suck because people leave, and go right back up the mountain again. But then there's new blood, and it changes it, and so
makes
but that's so the
Huh.
pattern of Boston, I would say, from my own observation, is
That makes sense.
one of the
Yeah.
last people
Yeah.
from my like college class to still be here or whatever.
Yeah.
Where are you originally from?
Connecticut, so
Okay,
not
cool.
too far.
So how many times have you seen this cycle? Like what is what?
It's like a 4-year cycle or something.
And it's
maybe a little bit longer than
like-
that. Like say as a college kid when I first came here, I went to tons of Boston shows all the time, but I didn't start going to the more local shows until a few years in. So at first you're just kind of off to the side when you're part of that population, then you start to
Yeah.
become part of like the real city or whatever, and then some people leave and so it's
And
always-
you've been in Union Square the whole time?
Nah, I have never lived here actually. I
Oh,
live in
okay.
Rosendale. I schlepp farm.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have lived all over the city, but I've never lived on this side of town
Yeah,
actually.
interesting. Yeah.
So it's still pretty new to me. even
Yeah.
though I guess I've been here like almost 8 years now. But, yeah.
You mentioned like the real world or like just the real stuff. Like what does that mean? Like what do you mean by that?
Or just like open up any magazine or like there's like these are the top selling albums, that type of thing, and then plenty of that stuff is great or whatever, but you could just only stock that type of stuff and have great sales or whatever, but it's like these kind of little side passageways, all these weird tributaries of stuff that you have to have everything. You can't just be the snobby music guy. It's only the super underground thing is an annoying trope too. But so we're all about having all like the popular stuff too. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want to make people happy and get something in their hand that they'll be happy with. I'm not going to judge it even if it's not something I like or whatever. But it would be kind of empty if we only did that too. So it's like the sales that mean the most to me are when and it happens plenty with certain people. I'm playing something weird and I'm like, should I even be playing this? Or like I was playing like it was like this marketplace is like empty on like the early weekdays. So I was playing a Biohazard record, which is super screaming, hardcore, super loud, super macho. Definitely not like the most like acceptable like store play thing per se, but it was like a quiet time where nobody's around. A couple people come in and it didn't seem like there were people who were going to buy records anyway, and they like leave immediately, but I'm like, oh, did I just scare them away playing this record? Then this mom comes in with her 2 daughters who are like 5 years old, like, and like they start like slam dancing to the record. I was like, oh shit, I have to turn this off as soon as they came in, but they were actually super into it, which
That's so
surprised me.
cute.
And they hung out for like 5 minutes and then left. Then 10 minutes later, she came back and like, we're gonna buy that record. Her dad would love it, and they love
That
it.
is
I was
so
like, wait,
sweet.
what? But like, I was having like a crisis in my head right before with the other people that like walked out. I was like, oh, I shouldn't play stuff like this. But yeah, then it just totally turned that on its head. So
That's
those
so
little
cute.
victories are
That's
what
so
keep you
funny.
sane for sure.
Wow.
Keep you heartened.
I like that.
Maybe we should have you over and like have you DJ one of our like a Saturday night thing.
Yeah.
Because we have.
That would be
That would be really fun.
Well,
actually.
yeah, our Saturday night we get like this mix of people complaining about the music
Mhm.
and then loving it, and I don't understand who is gonna love what.
Yeah.
What
who
is the
not.
music?
Well, it's
It's
this.
like
Yeah, you want to describe it?
It's like eccentric, like you wouldn't think of it as like, oh, this is gonna. It's not. It doesn't feel like drawing necessarily. It feels more like driving in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. Well, that is how I would consider
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like brain out of
But you
I'm-
can't
baseline.
get rid of the music because some of the people are like, I only come because you're the only figure session and we'll play this in the background.
What is the music?
Well, like
though?
Bulgarian
gotta come.
80s punk. or
Oh, so
something,
it's like
you
you
know,
just
like,
really-
yeah, like it's or pirate shanties.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
fun.
like it's very eclectic and hard to tell what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Because
Keeps you guessing.
Yeah,
Right,
it was
and
just
a lot of people love it.
yeah.
They're like, it gets me going.
Yeah.
Juice is flowing.
So you kind of have a very a niche population who comes to that, but we like niche populations,
Mhm.
you know. So yeah, we'll
Yeah.
have to maybe we'll.
Yeah, I'm an artist myself. I definitely love playing more weirder stuff. when
I've
I-
listened
when
to
I
your
make-
mixtapes.
Yeah.
You make
Yeah.
mixtapes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my main thing these days for sure. I mean, I've made them my whole life, but
You made a fall themed one, and I got it when I first moved here.
Nice.
I had no idea what Bow Market even was. I think I
Okay.
came in and my sister had got me a cassette player,
nice.
and I was like, I don't have any cassettes. And like you had one, and I was like, okay, I'll
That's
try
awesome.
it.
Yeah, yeah. I play the game that like I buy way too many records and nothing gets filed away at my house in like the genre or whatever section it belongs in for any new intake until it's been put on a mix, and that way it's like it wasn't even worth buying if I couldn't fit it on a mix. However, now I'm like OCD about it. So like every record I play at home gets put on a mix. So I work on 8 different cassettes at once.
Oh,
And that way it
wow.
doesn't limit what,
Wow.
you know, if I'm in a hip hop mood or punk mood or
Yeah.
whatever mood, I can play whatever I want at any time. Because with that many tapes in the works, it will fit on one of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's
yeah.
why my mixes are typically all over the place, too. 'cause
I
I'm
found new
all over
music
the
when I
place.
listened to it, so
Yeah,
that's cool.
Nice. Yeah, I love making the full ones. Those are fun.
Great,
Wow.
yeah.
How many do you make a year then?
A whole lot. I don't even know. I pay for SoundCloud, like the deluxe SoundCloud, so I can put them all up for free on there.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh,
and I
that's
sell
cool.
most of them in the store just for $10 a pop. But when they take way more effort than that, but whatever. It's just awesome that people are into it. So, but I put them
It's
all
so
for
real.
free on SoundCloud, and there's like at least 500 hours, if not more, of them.
Wow.
They're typically
Whoa.
90-minute mixes, but I don't know. I haven't looked to see what like the total count is in a while. But there's
Hell yeah.
But you,
I have an hour commute each way here too, so that way I'm hearing my records when I'm on the commute, and it doesn't feel like that much of a waste of time. So
Oh yeah.
making them keeps me sane. And like if I'm making art, I always play my records, so I see like the mixtapes as an extension of the art in a weird way or something.
Totally, yeah.
That's really cool.
That makes sense.
and it's like physical cassettes. and
Yeah,
stuff. And where do you get
exactly.
them? Can you just get them on the internet?
I mean, they are getting harder to make. Apparently, like tapes that they make now aren't as like high quality. But we had a coworker, Victor, who left the store a while ago. But he, so his grandpa had passed recently, and he was like a Russian doctor, and he had like not a podcast, but he did like a radio show where he would like talk about medicine in Russian.
Cool.
And he had like a couple, like 100 like Maxell cassette tapes, at least hundreds, that were all like recorded with just him talking in Russian about medicine. So he like he digitized them all to give to the grandma who is still alive, and so she had it all that way, and then
Yeah.
he had no use for the tapes. So,
Right.
so I like currently haven't had to buy any tapes for the past like year, and won't have to for a while.
Oh my god.
But I'm like
That's
recording
fascinating.
over
That's-
the
yeah.
sky, and so I leave like little section snippets. Of
Oh, so you get to hear it. That's
and like no one said
amazing.
anything yet. I've only been like actually sneaking them in a little bit here and there, but I haven't heard anybody like, yeah, so why? But I only do it for like a couple seconds here and there,
Uh-huh.
but usually just at the end of a side. But yeah, one day someone
That's kinda
is gonna be
sweet.
like,
That's
what did you
hilarious.
do with that?
Yeah.
It's like an Easter egg.
It's like
yeah, it's
someone's-
super awesome.
someone's
But I
like-
told Victor, the grandson, that, and he was so happy about it. So his grandpa lives on in a weird way.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That would be really fun. I don't know anything much about making music, but I feel like sampling Russian like medical stuff is like hilarious to throw into
Anytime.
a mix.
It
Like,
sounds great anytime. I should
Yeah.
honestly do it more. I usually only just let a little bleed in at the end of the side.
Yeah,
but yeah. As I keep doing it, we'll get more adventurous with it.
That's so cool. This is a personal question,
Yeah.
but do you carry any like Russian witch house? Because that's my favorite.
I think we've had like one or two things. So yeah, I don't think there's too much out there on vinyl accessible.
Yeah,
but I'm pretty sure I've
was
ordered.
like,
It might have been
what
like Ukrainian
What is-
even.
Oh.
witch
It's
house
a
or
genre
something,
like
but
house
yeah.
music.
I can't.
Oh.
I can see
Like
the
Russian
cover,
witch.
but I remember
I don't
one
know.
artist. that
Actually,
we
you'll
had,
probably
but
show me at some
We're always
point.
down to search for stuff though. If you're ever if there's ever a certain artist in that realm that you're looking for, you can always check with me for sure. That's what our store is based on. Is always
Wait, that's so
trying
cool.
to seek out
So,
stuff that we don't have if it's available.
so people can come in and be like, "Hey, I'm looking for this genre."
Yeah, but if somebody like comes in and doesn't buy anything, I'm pretty much not going to do it because you get burned every time. Like 99% of the time, they're just like showing off for their friend or something, and I order it, and they don't come back. And if it's a cool record, sweet, awesome, I don't care. But if it's something I wouldn't have ordered, now I'm like I cringe
Russian
every time I
witch
see it
house?
in the crate, and I'm
Yeah.
like resentful about it. So it's
That
just the
makes
thing.
sense.
So yeah, that's my personal rule with it. Once in a while, someone's like super cool and engaging. I'm like, all right, I get it. I'll order it. But yeah, usually it's if you're a regular or anything, yeah, no problem. But that's how because we have a very limited budget, so that's kind of how I. Because some people just walk in and not look at any records and just list off like 50 things, and it's super like it's the worst experience ever. Like I get if you have like 1 minute and you're just rushing in, do you have this, I'll buy it. But usually it's just somebody. It's like the whole point of the store is to explore and dig and see what we have and see like, oh, I didn't realize I was looking for this, but I totally want this. That's the whole experience. That's what's fun. Letting go and just like getting lost in the crates. That's like the worst when people do that. And there's 10 billion things out there. Like of course I know I should have all these, but we have a limited budget. If it's been a slow week in sales, I might not be able to restock every record under the sun. And just you happen to ask about it right now. So yeah, it's like a constant like repeating situation that sucks. But yeah, so we won't like cater that as much. But if you're ahead that you're coming, you're a supporter of the store, you're like you actually buy records, I'll totally do that for you anytime.
And I feel like each of you guys have like your like you. Do you feel like you have a close knit of like supporters that you like? Okay, like I know these people are gonna be here every week. Or, like,
we'd be out of business
And-
without that.
Yeah. Do you feel
Totally.
that way as well?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you have,
We're getting there.
yeah.
You're getting there.
Well,
Yeah, there's kind of, well, I mean, I think there's like two, I would say there's two classes two classes of members that we have, because we're both like membership kind of things. You're just not a membership particularly, because people come in who, they regularly come in.
Yeah,
So you know them that way.
Yeah.
And so we have like the members who just have settled in, and like we'd have to pry them out, if we wanted to.
It's time to leave.
Yeah, and then there's the members who kind of come for a few months, and then they kind of like, oh, okay, I did my, I don't know, I'm doing something else now, and they unmember, and so we're trying to, get to a situation where we have more of the first kind, and and then there's like the second kind is like the churn, the sort of people come and they kind of then they take off and new people come and so forth. So, but yeah, we have like the real regulars who then want to like volunteer and do stuff and do events and do workshops and whatever social things in the space.
it has been pretty cool to see that. Like, I feel like when we first opened, there was a couple volunteers, probably some people that had been there for like 20 years. 20?
Isn't it like
15,
Jason?
yeah.
15? Yeah. Shout out. But
Yes.
but then there's people that just kind of join and they're like, oh, you guys need more trash cans, by the way. And we're like, wait, we do. And then they're like, oh, you should build this type of table that folds its legs and raises. And it's like, wait, that's smart.
People are so, I've noticed that like when I've interacted in that space, I'm like, everyone is so willing to like give feedback and also
Yeah.
participate in the help that will create a better space for everyone, which I think is very rare to have an experience where like you go and you know that everyone who walks through this door like genuinely is like, oh, I'm thinking about what's good for all of us.
Yeah, well,
And I find that there.
I credit a lot of that actually, honestly, to Damon, because I feel like when people come to you with ideas, you're like, let's do it tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my god.
We love that.
No. But it's like, we've seen a lot of really cool things come, even like costumed pose Thursdays, like entire events will be like member requested and then they'll like help lead it. And I think it's because you're really down for anything.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like what I'm asking you guys to do tomorrow night here.
Yeah. Right.
Like, wouldn't it be cool to do a tiny podcast?
Exactly.
Well, that's the nice thing about being, fairly small and like nimble, and like not being a nonprofit, which you're not either, and
No.
I assume you're not. Like nonprofits are like this slightly lumbering tortoise kind of thing, and we're
There's
like
just a lot more like loops to jump through. Everything's
Yeah.
Red tape.
paperwork.
yeah. So we can just whatever we want to do, we sort of can
Love
do as
that.
long as it's legal, and within the
This is
landlord's
legal,
lease,
so.
whatever. And so and when you start to get a little older in years, and you don't want to wait.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Let's
yeah,
just
I
try
just
it.
do it now, because who knows?
I feel like that even at this age. I'm freaking out. Like, let's just do it.
Yeah,
Like, why not?
Yeah, no,
Things are always changing. Like, I mean, you can't like settle into like, oh, this is what we always do,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I mean,
It's
we're
nice.
we're figuring out how to do everything, but like I see that as like a lifelong or like, a long time thing. It's not like we're gonna figure out this one thing. That's all we're gonna do. It's like
Yeah.
always keeping it
That'd
fresh.
be boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of it's the like the franticness of like needing to, like, you think of an idea, how am I going to do it, and then there's 10 ideas and you have to do them all, and it's just very it's like my antidepressant. It's like I'm just
I love
always
that.
freaked out, and but I don't
Just
have to
those-
think about anything else, so it's great.
But I also think you guys are both good at like evolving with your community that you're around. Like, you can tell, like, hey, this is a need that I'm seeing. Like, how can we facilitate a program or like some kind of like class that meets that need?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's like, I think anything business related, it's like that feedback loop of like what people are like, it's not all about what I want.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like I can't fund this by myself, like.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, listening is like very important.
Yeah, and it makes it better. I mean, like, it's sort of the crowdsourcing thing. Like, you got to hear what other people's ideas are, what other people want, and then and there's no way that, like, certainly I like looking at what has happened in our space. I'm like, how did this happen? Like, it didn't, not because of me. Like, I watched a lot of it sort of happen, or just sort of said yes, and then stuff happened,
You planted the seeds.
Yeah, and so that's nice, if you, and that's the thing about the volunteer things too. I think people, in some ways, I think what we're offering, more than like some sort of amenity that, or like, you give us money, we give you something. We're offering an opportunity for members or people to actually help, to actually do work, for something that feels meaningful to them and that feeds them back. So it's kind of, I think that's something that, you have people have jobs, so they work for money, but often those jobs are kind of, unsatisfying or not completely satisfying or whatever, and you don't see the fruits in them exactly, in respect to what you're doing. And so this offers people a way to, like, say, this is my club, this is my group, I'm gonna dive in and, like, just, and you're seen to be doing that, so you get this feeling of like, I feel good because people see that I'm really into this and I want to help everybody, and that's a really human need, I think. So
Yeah, like the group accountability kind of
Yeah.
component of it. I
Yeah.
feel like,
Yeah.
that was, I don't know, and that was something that I always found like really rewarding, just in participating in drawing sessions in particular, was like, I'm just gonna show up and like not try that hard. Like, I don't know, it just like, and then in some way, like, just letting go of that like veil, I feel like helped me settle down and like just like talk to people next to me, or
Yeah.
like just like kind of develop my own kind of practice. So I think that's like really rewarding, and like appreciate those kind of like spaces. I'm curious, I guess maybe in all of yours, kind of, you had mentioned like like those kids came in and started dancing or something, but have there been any like standout like activations or events or moments with like people, community members or something that you have found like particularly rewarding? Like, what kind of, if there's something that you kind of go to and it was like, okay, it was worth it because of that, you know what I mean? Like, what would that be?
It's a good question.
Yeah, lots of little moments and things. I mean, even the hackathon
That was crazy.
weirdly
That was so
was
random.
weirdly rewarding
They
in
ordered
some
so much
way.
food.
Yeah.
What was that? Can you tell?
Well,
It's
can
like
we tell?
so, yeah, it's
Okay.
like secret. It's just like so not in alignment with us. But we had this, it's like this hackathon, like they're coding all day, reach out to us, and we were like, are you sure? Like, our space?
We
And they
don't have a lot
essentially-
of internet. We don't have a lot of. We don't even have desks.
We're here for
like-
charcoal and like paint.
Literally. And like the morning of the event, the guy comes out, he's like, the internet isn't working. And I was like, I don't know, like, but yeah, like that was rewarding because it was kind of gratifying because it's like they had the budget to have it at like Harvard or like Cambridge or something, and they're like, oh, we want it in this space because it's like inspiring and energetic and things like that. But that's more of a corporate example. I feel like a good example would, I don't know, like for example, there's people who honestly, I'll do a non-art related one, which is like kind of funny because it's like obviously an art center. Please, Damon, and you're like, I don't know. We had to like tape the sprinklers. The ceiling's probably 12 feet. It was like not practical. I got like construction fencing as the net. It's crazy. But a ton of people showed up and they're like, okay. And one person who came for that, like no interest in art, has been showing up more and more. And after the neighborhood dinner, like wrote us a thank you note of like how awesome the community is and how much it means to him. And that's somebody who it's like not in a bad way, not like for him specifically. We didn't build it out like with that in mind. And so to see it's helping people like that. But then even just the little things of people being like, I haven't felt like this since college, or like life was so monotonous. There's even the people who come in, they're like, I'm not gonna draw tonight, I just want to talk. It's like, all right.
Do you? Choose your adventure.
Totally, yeah. No, but I mean, that's important. I think that's sort of the gratifying thing for me. I think, it's partly to build this space because, like, I don't know, there's a lot of art reasons to build the space, but one of the art reasons, honestly, is the connecting the art people to the not so art people, because that's one of the issues with art in our world, is that it's pretty unconnected, and to connect with it in some way you have to like take a class, be wealthy enough to go into a gallery and buy something, like travel to a museum and kind of feel like you're just touristing around. So I'm sort of trying to create something that gives a reason for people to become artists. Like if this is an interface where artists can actually meet and mingle with people who just want to play pickleball or do hackathons, and are coding. And then some of the people, there's one woman who became a member who came in like a month after the hackathon, and she's like,
really?
I was at the hackathon and now I'm a member. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there were a lot, but like, so you're making this connection between these two kind of siloed zones in the world, and that's important. I think like it's an important service to the rest of the world because you're giving them like something nice that they would otherwise not have access to, and they're willing to pay you for it, and that gives money to artists who went to art school, paid for art school, and now are working at Burger King or something. And instead, don't work at Burger King, work to help integrate art with the rest of the world. So that's what's most gratifying to me, is sort of see that connection being made.
It's an intimate experience that you guys offer too, which is like nice at this. I feel like in this time, it's nice to go somewhere and feel like a part of a community. Like that's something I enjoyed.
Yeah, totally.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I need it.
I think something what you said too is interesting because it feels like when you're like approaching art, it's like, well, I'm not an artist, so I can't really make anything. It's like that. Yeah. That's kind of an illusion that doesn't really exist. Right. It's like everyone actually has opportunity to be artists. Everyone has capability and talent of their own kind. It's just like, are you willing to participate in it and like develop that relationship with self, and like create something? Because like, I don't know, I feel like we're all able to create, and like what that means, it could be music, it could be printmaking, it's also cooking, it's also like there's so many different like forms, and it's like the development and like taking that personal care for that with self, I think is like really like important and powerful in like having a like fulfilled life.
It's super healing.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Incredible. Yeah, no, you gotta like be able to like of your own agency like do something and then see that there's a thing that results from you being on the earth. Yeah. So I think a lot of the coders, they're like doing some tiny piece of some huge project, and they maybe get a pat on the back or a bonus or something, but like it's not like you can see the result a lot of the time. Is my sense, of like the world of work these days. And so to just really like be able to get in there and do something that makes, go and like rolling the press and seeing the thing come out is like this magic, and so yeah, it's really great.
Any standout moments? Or
standout moments. I mean, it's like, we kind of made our way around the sun once and a half now, so it's like, there's a lot of things to like pick, I guess, but I think some highlight of just the last couple of months has been we've been doing an event series called Print Your Block.
Okay.
So we got some funding through the Somerville Arts Council to offer this free lino cut workshop where people could come in and like experience. And so the additional prompt that I put in was to pick something from your neighborhood or something that you see every day that either you think is beautiful or ugly or part of something bigger, and put that on like a 4x4 block, like 4-inch by 4-inch or 4x2. Anyways, so carve that, and then everybody can print with each other's block to create like their own like street scene. And so yeah, kind of seeing it all come together has been really rewarding. And we have our last one on Sunday. It's coming Sunday. So I'm looking forward to like seeing everything all together, because I'm also like keeping all the blocks, so then we can like print one big one. So just the composite is good, because it's like, yeah, it is this like visual interpretation of like what community is and how different people interpret things, and but there's still this similarity of like, it happens to be the size and we're printing all in black, but there's still this like cohesiveness. So that, that particular project has been rewarding, but then like just any time I go into the studio and there's like 5 other people in there doing their own thing, I'm like, whoa, like, like that still catches me off guard sometimes. Of like, wow, like look at this. Yeah, I'm probably forgetting things, but
no, that is the best feeling. That is the thing. It's like you come in, and I'm sure this is for you too. Like you see people in there, and people are actually using the thing that you built, and keep going, and like it's great. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, super rewarding.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, wait, so you had mentioned like the engine earlier.
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
Yeah.
Love you. 45 seconds.
Okay.
Oh.
She knows me. Do you want to tell about it?
It's a
you
great
might
thing.
be quicker.
You totally should talk about it. It's
I
awesome.
like when Darren gives a good rant, though.
Yeah.
I think I learn a lot. So.
Okay.
I'll start. You
minute
can
and a
just
half.
jump in and
Sure.
like throw,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
stop me if you need to.
Okay.
Somerville Arts Engine. All
Sick
the.
name. Lovely
yeah.
name. Really cool.
I think I came up with it. I can't remember now, but
Good job.
just to put it for history, do you remember who came up with that name?
I assumed it was you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
Somehow. I don't know, but so a bunch of nonprofits and some for-profits, arts people, organizations in Somerville. Mostly not all nonprofits were meeting during the pandemic to just try to help each other out. I started this. I happened to go to Mudflat and meet Lynn Gervins, who is the director of that, and she told me about them meeting, and invited me to come and hang out. So I came to, and they meet like once a month, and so I hung out a few months, and then I just sort of thought, well, this is great, but I kind of want to have a little more flexibility to do stuff, and maybe have some of the other like for-profit arts things that are popping up, quite a lot in Somerville be part of this. So I just kind of tried to push them in a slightly more entrepreneurial direction, I guess, and see if we could just make an organization that, rather than just being a place to talk shop among nonprofits about, what are you doing, how are you getting money from the government, that sort of thing, we could just try to like coalesce around an idea of being a resource for the city, hence the engine part of it. So rather than kind of like just existing, we could talk to the developers who are all over the place developing buildings and stuff, and the government, and see if we can harness all of the kind of power that the arts have, particularly in Somerville, which is known as this art city, to just position ourselves as a resource for the city, the developers who need renters, and a lot of their spaces are empty, and they need to art wash their projects a little bit, and we can help do that, but also get some advantage from that. So anyway, that's the idea. It's just how can we do that? We're working on some like. Another thing is that for-profits and nonprofits together have a lot of more leverage on things, because you can use the advantages of each sector. Like nonprofits can get grants, for-profits can be more nimble, like I was saying before. And so if you can manage like the personalities, which have occasionally gotten a little like feisty, you know, you can, I think there's some possibilities. So we're just trying to, that's what it is.
And you guys are working together.
I mean, like I show up to the meetings and and it's nice to be at the table. I think that's like a big, like, important part of like whether or not we do anything as a group or not, even though we are, you know, the fact that we are like meeting and talking with each other, and that's step one. And then like I see engine as like, you know, I think of like a locomotive and there's that engine, but then also like the engine of a car, and we are like building this momentum that will like self-feed itself, you know, eventually. And it's just like you know, kind of pointing in a direction and like, this is where we're gonna go. But I mean, it's all like with the future of the area in mind, and like making sure that like it's all preserved, you know, or like that there's fun things happening and like it's funded sustainably. I think that's like a big part is like and just trying to be like to be connected to business, like I was saying, like integrate the arts and business, cut down the wall between them, because if Somerville's known as a sort of, you know, a city with, I think I once heard it was one of the most like densely artist populated cities in the country, like Taos, New Mexico, Santa Fe, maybe New York City, you know, whatever, and then Somerville was like the fourth one or something. And I don't know if that's still true or whatever, but you know, it's such a resource if you can herd the cats a little bit, you know, and like get and there's so much that could be utilized to help even big business, you know, even corporations and stuff. Like we're the sort of boots on the ground who translate what they're doing on a higher level and what government's doing on a higher level to life at the street level, and so we're the intermediaries for that, and that you know we frame all of that, and so I'm trying to in some ways take that power and help us thrive that way.
Totally.
So what does it need? Like, what do you need? Do you need help? Do you like people? You know what I mean? Like,
Tell
what
us
do
what
you
you
need?
need.
Like,
I mean, I think we need, you know, mostly, not exactly sure what we need right now, other than this sort of just, it's good to let people know that we're trying to do this thing and have sort of buy-in just spiritually, that, you know, it's a good idea. And you know, basically help people kind of, I mean, we're trying to be a sort of triangular group, like a three-legged stool with government, arts organizations, and big business or regular business, any kind of business, but anything from big developers to you guys, and just furniture stores or whatever, whoever could use a little like art cultural capital, you know. Can we have can we bring some paintings into your furniture store and like make it a little bit, I don't know, cooler or whatever, you know, bring something of that kind of thing, you know, that essence of creativity and local people making stuff or whatever art brings. There's so many things. And so what do we need? I mean, you know, I'm not sure. We'll let you know. But we've got a grant, you know, pending. If anyone knows anyone at any large foundation, because just in case, we're working with the Bar Foundation just to be, you know, to let out that cat out of the bag. And, you know, we're hopeful something will come through and we can start basically, I mean, maybe we'll need people to do some admin for us and stuff, and create a website and that sort of thing. But we're kind of at the, you know, sort of first year of making it happen.
And I used to work for, oddly enough, like developers I was doing like marketing for life science developing and stuff. Such a weird small world and a very niche business. But if anything, I'm like there's definitely need, like coming from that perspective, there's definitely need in which like developer comes into town. How do we make this feel local?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, you talk to locals. That was like literally my or like hire, like we, like at one point I helped like hire a local artist and we did like a mural in somewhere in Alewife, and like that was like one way in which this program sounds like it could potentially do it. I mean, plus we see like, I don't know, with like Summer Nova stuff, I'm not super familiar with like what's going on over there, but also like just the I call it the bacon building.
Yes. So that one, that's not Summer Nova. The Bacon Building next to Union Square stop. Yeah. That's a different developer who we're actually friends with. Cool. He's been the most connective and like available. Greg is his name. And in fact, I and maybe Hallie are the person who's not here, who's on our sort of
Love
staff.
her, shout out Hallie.
Yeah, we're Hallie, yay. He has Somerville Open Studios artwork down in the like lower glass building, you know, where it's all dirt and like construction materials because they haven't done it. So we're gonna have our paintings in there, and then we're gonna slowly filter in some of our members' work and stuff. And we are trying to like do all kinds of stuff with him from that very small little, just, okay, it's easy, we'll put our artwork in there. And we're going to kind of life sciences, life drawing collaboration,
Totally.
right? I mean, we're all human. They're trying to get people to solve health and science issues, and we're trying to get people to, once you're healthy and alive, what do you do?
Yeah.
Do art, you know, like it's all sort of the same thing, you
No,
know.
it's very connected, and I think at a time like this too, people we just talked about this because we had someone from the Museum of Science on last night, and she was like, it is an interesting time to be in the arts and sciences, just like the landscape of where we live.
Yeah, it's very
So
mixed up.
Yeah.
In a
It
good
is
way.
cool just to see that like there are programs like this still being worked on, and people are actually making moves and like trying to be like, this actually matters and we should be funding it.
Yeah.
It is easier to sell a building from their perspective if like there's like an actual community like
Yeah.
there. So it's like a proof point where it's like
Yeah.
your people might like coming to work here because like look at all this fun shit that's happening.
Totally, yeah,
Yeah.
no,
And
and
that's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
type of.
that's
the
what
connection.
that's the
Yeah.
arts. That's
Yeah.
the art engine. Is that all the arts. There's a lot of buildings are not very full. Let's say
Yes.
rental wise, and especially life sciences, which are having issues venture capital wise or whatever it is. That whole economy, I don't understand it, but. Let's do some stuff that brings some people in and have some vendor markets, have some artwork, have some circus, which is the Esh Circus as on
Oh, yeah.
as with us. What is her name? I'm trying to totally forget.
Sorry, I'm blanking.
Okay. Damn it. Anyway, sorry. I'm.
She might not be watching.
Yeah. Okay. But we love them, and we want, and that's like a real performative thing. And so bring life into these buildings.
Yeah.
And in some of the, like Greg's buildings are like right in front of Union Square. We could have stuff in the windows, blaring out on a summer's night, and people in the restaurants in front are like looking up what's going on up there. And it's and of course all of this is somewhat dependent on, I think, ultimately like getting stories written and disseminated about this. So we want to get some publicity. That's another arts engine kind of. Attempt or purpose is to get eyes on Somerville and all the cool stuff that's happening here, because eyes and popularity basically means money and resources of all kinds. So that's what artists can bring. It's an indirect revenue source in a way, people source, revenue source.
Yeah, and there's I mean, I worked in like the real estate world for far too long, but like it was interesting to see like especially in New York, where it's like Manhattan, where it's just entirely buildings and like they're all empty, like certain pockets. I actually saw like a couple articles and stuff where like they're trying to like change office buildings to residential or change them to like nightclubs. So
skyscraper nightclub.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like it's like Berghain, but like fucking middle of Manhattan. Cool. So if Greg wants to throw a party,
No, I mean, if you're into that, if you want to spin some discs and like set up some stuff, he's got, I think, like, wouldn't say 360, but essentially like 270-degree views of the city. It's like
So
a beautiful floors that we, I think are still available. So we'll have to approach them together.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's something so beautiful though, too, is like even you guys having this conversation, it's like, and I feel like people in this community look out for each other, like, hey, like we do have a space for what you're doing to exist, and also like give joy to like a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, we're not making a lot of money.
You're not
so
in for
we're
the
trying to, a lot of what I'm getting is just fun. And
Yeah.
so I'm just maximizing that.
Yeah, no,
But it
I love
doesn't
the
always have to
game.
be about money. 'Cause
No,
sometimes
yeah.
if you're working on a project and it's about money, it just
Takes
I don't
the
know,
joy out.
joy leaves.
It becomes
it's always
obvious.
Like, see you later.
Yeah,
like-
no,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
right.
apparent.
No, and the whole thing is like, what can I give? I mean, I think everybody probably feels this, like, what can I give? How can I make this fun for me? And if it's fun for me, it's probably going to be fun for other people. Maybe not everybody,
Yes.
but at least some people.
Yep.
And that's what money is for, enhancing life. It's not sort of the other way around.
Right.
And it's accessible too. I know you guys do like a sliding pay scale. Like that's really cool. And just like making sure people have access to like enjoy these things is like really important.
Yeah. If we can only slide the pay scale upwards.
Yeah.
sometimes. Like, if you have more.
Well, yeah, I guess that's kind of like I don't know. If there's any final wrap up thoughts, like if you want to like talk about what programs you have like coming up that you're excited about,
I would say
or
like
want to
use
mention.
this time if you guys want to cook and like tell us what you have coming up that you're excited about.
Any new records that we're excited about?
Never ends. Every week. Yeah, I go broke constantly. It's just buying stuff every week. It never stops. But I mean, what we always need is people to keep coming. You have some people that show up once or twice a year and buy a bunch of records, and that's super awesome. But the people that keep us going are the ones that keep coming every week or every other week or once a month, whatever it is. But yeah, that's definitely what keeps us going. So we need to keep fostering that community. So we have our regulars. They don't have to spend $1 million there every week, but that by one record a week, that keeps us going, and we can order another record the next week because of that. So.
But you do like events and stuff. Like
Yeah, you have a show
The
coming
events that we do, though, it's just for the love of the culture.
It's
That's
still,
definitely. You usually can't sell many records when everybody's standing around watching the music and everything like that. But
It is a nice
it does
space,
get
though.
more eyes on our store by doing stuff
Yeah.
like that, and it's rewarding because we're building a community that we care about. But
And you do like live shows, right? Like, is that
yeah,
how it
yeah,
works?
yeah.
Yeah, we saw a rap
indeed.
performance the other night. It was awesome.
Yeah, and a lot of the time the people that we have there are people that are known but not enough to get booked at one of the major venues or something like that. So we
Sometimes
give them the
those-
place for free, and
Those are the best ones.
Yeah, because they're like,
definitely.
I'm like, wow, this person is so good, and I feel like I'm getting let in on something.
Yeah.
Because like you should be
That's what it's
performing
all
somewhere
about.
else, but I get to watch
and
it.
eventually they might be, and you can say you saw them in a room
First.
with
Yeah.
people, yeah, which is super cool for sure.
Yeah, I saw Fish play in the living room in my college.
What?
Because I'm like 100 years old, but just saying.
That's huge.
I want to know if you guys have anything that you want to promote, like please.
Yeah, I mean, keep your eye out on our website for our.
You said the last that like.
Yeah, we're all there's too many spots taken already. So,
Nice.
so that's a good
That's
thing.
good.
We're all booked up for Sunday's print your block, but we do have 2 card making workshops in December, so you can come carve your own little holiday card, and you can keep all your stuff this time. I'm not collecting everything at the end. And yeah, we have our winter classes coming up on our website soon, like the longer intensive classes if you are eager to get a good deep dive on something.
Is that just to use like different types of tools or like different kinds of printing, like screen versus lino?
Specifically we will be having a litho class, etching, and intro to print. What are we doing?
Yeah, an intro series.
Intro series, yeah.
Sweet. Love that.
Yeah, and then more like one day or weekend workshops to come. But
Cool.
yeah.
Sweet.
What are we doing? Are we doing anything?
Good thing Kira's here.
I think we just had a meeting today.
We just
about
had a
this.
meeting today.
I know.
Italy, we're going in May. Couple spots left. It's gonna be sick. It's like an art retreat. But even if you want to bring your partner and they don't like art, it's literally, what's the movie with Timothée Chalamet? It's gay.
Oh,
Calling me by your name, it's gay.
It's
Yeah.
Call Me by Your Name. It feels like you're there. Like
Yeah.
it's insane.
except without all the sex stuff.
Well,
if you want to, you can. I mean,
It's
it's
kinda
totally
gay.
fine. It's all adult.
but yes.
Yeah.
Army Hammer will be there.
right. But yeah, so that'll be fun. And
Sorry,
then
this is a weird way of introducing
we
it, but yeah.
have, that's the big one. We're gonna have such a cool event in January, but that's all I'm
Oh,
gonna say
it's
about it.
secret, yeah.
Yeah,
Why is
I
it
won't
a
say
secret?
anything.
because it's gonna be so fun.
Will you tell
But
me
you'll
about
find
after
out.
this?
You'll all
And
learn about it.
then we just have like a couple. We're gonna start doing like different leveled courses. We have like figure basics and then kind of some advanced classes. There are gonna be some more in between. And yeah, just our regular programming.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday,
I think
Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday,
I
Sunday.
will teach. I think I will teach like an intermediate drawing to come up from figure basics.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, bunch
you-
of like random workshops.
yeah, I feel like we're missing something particularly fun, but
Yeah.
that's the life. You miss something is when you can't remember anything.
Well said.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
What are
well,
you guys doing?
Nothing.
Right now, this.
No, just kidding.
Right now, this is
This is it.
This
is-
ongoing. It's
Yeah,
evolving.
season 2 has been fun.
we worked with you guys. We worked with both
Oh
of
yeah.
you guys
Yeah, we
last
are.
year. So
Mhm.
Wait, we
City
did
Hall.
right. City Hall.
City
yeah.
Hall.
And then Friday coming up, there's a great thing to do.
yes, we forgot to talk about this, but we are doing
Oh,
a
yeah.
It is sold
mini
out.
pop up.
but-
It is sold out. Well,
It is sold out.
Well, nice.
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't
Well,
it?
you guys put up
It's sold out for
sign-ups.
tomorrow.
Yes.
Sweet.
So
Oh,
we're
oh.
doing a little mini pop-up drawing class where you draw a stranger. So it's very intimate. This room, if you can't tell, is very small. So it'll be however many people
It'll be
can
nice.
It's
fit
gonna
in
be,
this
It's
room.
cool
yeah,
for
it's
it,
gonna be
yeah.
great. Yeah.
We'll be chit-chatting and you get to like draw the person across from you. He might not know or he may know, but
And there'll be some like guidance as to how to do that. So,
Yes.
and we're
Some
gonna sign.
questions.
yeah.
You're gonna switch.
You'll
There's
sign a
some
waiver
demos.
saying there will be no upsetness if someone draws you like an insane person. You
No,
doesn't.
that's the experience.
Yeah.
And it's all nude, right?
Yeah. It's like hot yoga mixed with portrait drawing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
Cool. Well, this was great. Thank you guys
Yeah,
for making the
thanks for
time.
participating.
Thank you
you.
so much. It was so
It was
fun.
awesome.
It
Good,
was also
good.
great
Yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure.
I've been in there so many times, so it's really cool.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
I haven't been in, but I passed by the other night and I was like, "What? There's a record store?" I was like, it's really hard to climb the stairs, you know, and stuff.
David is older than he is.
I know. I was like, wait.